Hello, 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 hello. What is up, everyone? So, I'm Sanju and I'm back with a brand new video to code your brain. And in today's episode, we are gonna work with middlewares, specifically authentication middleware and role middleware. So, let's start without any delay. Let's open the VS Code over here. And now let's start with working with middleware. I have to create a folder called middleware and where I need the auth middleware and a role middleware. Yes. Okay. So in the authentication middleware, we need few things just like JWT equals to require JSON web token. Oops, sorry, my copilot is on. Let me do it off. Let's just off all this. Okay, and after that, we need to export the middleware. So let's do exports dot auth middleware equals to request slash response slash next, and here we need to do a thing is that we have to take the token from the authentication header. So let's take the authentication header first. Thus do the const auth header equals to request dot header, and in where we need the part is authorization. So we get the authentication header from the uh, requested header, and from that, if there is no authentication header, um, and if there is if auth header does not starts with bearer, here should be an exclamatory, then start with the word bearer, then we have to return race dot status. I don't know what should be the number, but I'm a bit confused. For now, let's keep it as 401 dot uh, JSON B. No header form. Okay, and after that, we have to split the token. So let's do a thing const token equals to auth header dot split and add a space over here, and that's the one. Yeah, that's it. And after getting the token, we have to get the token, decode the token. That is can be done const decoded equals to token. No. We have to use JWT actually. JWT dot verify, and token should be passed, and along that we have to also use our secret key we have used before, that is process.in without JWT secret. Okay, it should be fine over here. Then we have to find if that user is exist on the database or not. So simply we have to do is const user equals to await. Since it's not an async function, so we have to make it an async function. Then await, we have to find from the user, that is user from the user model, user dot find by id. Since we're gonna receive the id from the decoded one, so we use defined by id, and here we're gonna use decorate dot id, and where we do not need the thing is password one, so we do the select and minus password. We do not want the password in our response. So after that, if exclamatory user, if the user doesn't exist, we have to return and say like race dot status, that should be 404, and dot json user not found. And else then we have to send request dot user equals to user, then 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 it should be next. Yeah, that's it, what we have to do in the authentication middleware. So overall what is happening over here is that we take the authentication header when from the request dot header, and from that we get token by splitting the authentication header. Then that token is then decoded we using the jwt verify verification process, and in the decoded one we get the two values, that is id and the role that we have used while generating the token. That is simply you can say id and role, and then that id is used to see if the user is in the database or not. And if the user is not in the database, we simply return that user is not found in our database. And if found, then for the next process we send like requested user is should be the value of user. So let me just move to the role middleware. So in the role middleware we just simply do the thing is we check the role of the user. What is the role of user? And if the role of user doesn't match or is not allowed, then simply reject the user, saying it that is not authorized for access. So let me just create a function exports dot role middleware, and I think here, okay, I guess, yeah, it should be fine, I guess, for now. So let me just create a function for role middleware, and a function in a function we say like is it allowed roles, and in the return that function returns a function. The already function returns a function that is request response and next, and here it says like if uh, if that allowed roles does not includes request dot user dot role, then it has to return with the response, that is response status 403, that is forbidden dot json not authorized access. Yeah, else then we have to go for the next. Oops, let me just do the things. Okay, yeah, that should be things in the role middleware, and after that only the further controllers gonna view the things and work based on them. So okay, yeah, finally our two middlewares has been finished, and in the next episode we are gonna work with the block models and the controllers, and where we're gonna use these middlewares very much in the roots of them. So I just make the video separately for these middlewares. Let's see you in the next episode. Until then, bye bye.